What's up, you guys? Lillian here. Today is another day in the life video, taking you guys with me all day to go check out all these houses. It's 8:15 in the morning right now, and I have showings from 8:45 all the way up to 4:30. So I just want to take you guys along for the ride, showing houses, dealing with my buyers, helping them pretty much just figure out what is a good fit for them. I'm going to be checking out a bunch of houses between houses that my clients are looking at buyers, and then I'm working with a couple of renters. So we're going to go see some apartment houses or apartments, but mostly today is houses. So with that being said, if you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome to the family. I drop multiple videos every single week about real estate, entrepreneurship, and investing, and just my journey as an agent. So if that interests you at all, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and please hit the notification bell so you don't miss when I drop the next video. And of course, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, today is gonna be a full day of just showing. I'm gonna be riding around all throughout Philly, so that's gonna be fun. Not really, but that's just what you have to do as a buyer's agent. So yeah, I'm just gonna be giving you guys some tips and tricks throughout, this whole day to kind of just show you how to basically help your buyer clients as best as possible, whether they are actual buyers or they are looking to actually rent, because that's just been the bulk of my business lately, as far as on the agent side. So I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about that, and hopefully you get some value today. I know you guys kind of like the idea of following me along throughout the day, so I'm gonna kind of try to put out a little bit more of the day in the life videos and documenting my journey. A lot of times I tell you guys about my journey, but now I definitely want to show you a little bit more actually what my journey entails. And hopefully the idea of all these videos is to always help you out, and please take all the things, the lessons, the tips that I give you and that I go through, and just apply it for yourself. And the point is to help you grow as I'm growing. I never want to be like this super guru and act like I know everything, so I want to show you as I go, and as I learn, and hopefully you learn as well, and at the same time. So hopefully this video will give you guys a lot of value. So I'm done talking, let's get right into it. So I'm gonna be headed to the first showing right now. Catch you guys in a little bit. So quick tip, guys, when you're gonna go show houses, you definitely want to make sure your car is on full or has a full tank, because right now mine is on almost E. So this is a lesson that, I have a full day scheduled, and here I am with, almost E. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a quick stop, but this is also why you leave early enough to where you kind of have enough time to, figure out the little things you got to do before you actually head to your appointment. So I'm gonna stop for gas really quick because I have enough time to do so because I left early enough. So make sure you guys always leave early for your appointments. Leave so you get to the appointment early. Tip number one. All right, guys, so I'm at showing number one. It's a duplex, currently on the second unit right now because first unit is occupied and apparently uncooperative. So I'm just gonna be showing the top unit. I just ran up some stairs, so bear with me. But one of the tips that I want to get into, as I was saying earlier, is to definitely try to be a little bit earlier than your clients so you can open everything up. I actually should turn on the lights. So I'm gonna do that. If they work, they don't work. So yeah, the lights don't work, so the electricity is not on up here, which is interesting. So yeah, but that's one of the tips. You definitely want to get here 15 minutes ahead of time, open up all the doors, open up all the windows, have the lights, so the rooms could be as bright as possible, and your clients can get an idea of what it actually looks like during the best times of the day when the sun is out. And then another good reason to get here early is because I don't know why, but it just always seems like anytime you are with your clients, at the time that you get here, you will struggle with the door to get the keys to unlock the door every single time. With the lock boxes, either you can't open the lock box or you're struggling with the key to get in the door. It always happens when I don't come here early or before my clients. So after the first couple of times, I finally learned, okay, it's time for me to get here earlier so I don't have to worry about having my clients breathing down my neck while I'm like, you know, struggling to open the door, because I literally hate that. And it just makes you look unprepared. And then, you know, then sometimes you even have to call the agent and figure out, hey, like, what's going on? The key isn't working, and try to find another. It's happened so many times to me, and I'm just like, okay, I'm sick of it happening. And, you know, sometimes you can't help it, but if you can, for the most part, you can avoid that situation by simply getting here 15 minutes before your scheduled appointment, have everything open up and ready to go for your clients. It just makes the process of showing the house a lot smoother, and for you and for the client. And it just shows like, it's just an easy process when you have that set up. So I would definitely recommend getting to your appointments a couple minutes earlier so you can have everything set up and ready for them to go. And then, you know, from then on, you can move to the next showing and the next showing and do the same thing. So hopefully it's a small tip, and it seems like common sense, but common sense ain't common. And I know that because I did the same thing. It probably took me after the 4th house where I'm just like, okay, I'm sick of doing this, so I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to get here earlier. So that's a tip to take with you today. So yeah, gonna go ahead, my client is about to be here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wait for her outside, welcome her in, and yeah, get this showing started and head to the next one. And I'm sweaty, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, so I just showed them the whole top unit and the basement level. Like I said, the first unit is occupied, so we didn't get a chance to see that one. But they actually really like this one in comparison to the other ones that we were checking out, because she is looking for a duplex to obviously generate some income and, you know, pay off the mortgage while she carries that note. So I didn't even show you guys what it looks like really quick. I'll take you guys on a little tour. So it's not huge, but it does the job. So she's really interested in this. So yeah, we're gonna go check out the next property and see how that one goes. Catch you guys in a few. Here at the second property, and one thing about Philly is that there's so many different parts of Philly that I'm still getting to know each and every time that I walk outside and drive somewhere. So I don't know exactly what part of Philly this is, but it seems pretty calm. So we're gonna go inside, take a look. My buyer's about to arrive. This house is tenant occupied, so I'm just waiting for her to get here before I, you know, bother the tenants. So see you guys in a few. Probably not gonna get too many clips, because again, it is tenant occupied, so you try to respect people's privacy as much as possible. So see you guys in a little bit. So quick update, she did not like that one, and the problem with tenant occupied properties is sometimes you just can't get in and around as well as you would like to, just because you don't want to really invade a tenant's space, but you have to also be able to check out, you know, certain things in the house. But yeah, she just was not a fan. I mean, we came in here, there was like pee outside, and we're in more of the $200,000 budget and below, so definitely gonna be a little bit of like, you know, it's gonna be a different caliber of, you know, quality, I should say, in this range in Philadelphia. So I mean, it is what it is. She was not a fan of it. So best thing for me, when a buyer says no, we're ready to go. There's no reason to waste any more time in the house. Do not try to convince them, you know, that there might be some things that they may like. If it's a hard no, you know, halfway through the tour, you want to get out of there and not waste your time. So we're gonna head on to the next property, and I'll show you guys. Well, actually, that one is also tenant occupied. So, but yeah, so on to the next property. All right, guys, so we have seen 3 houses so far. We came to the 4th early because we had the last 2 were a quick no-go, which is fine. I'm perfectly fine, like I said, when buyers know what they want and what they don't want. And so we got to the 4th house a little bit early, tried to see if the tenant would let us in early, but they weren't there. And then we got there again at our appointment time, which was 45 minutes later, and they still weren't there. So I had to call the agent, text the agent, try to figure out what's going on. He told me that the owner would come open the door in 5 to 10 minutes. Then he told me that the tenant will open the door, but they're not gonna do it until 1 o'clock, which is 2 hours. Our appointment time was 11 o'clock. I'm not waiting here till 1 o'clock, and I have other showings. So with that being said, that is a no-go because we saw the condition from the outside so far and it looks really bad. So she's not looking to do major work, so that is a no-go for her. So we're gonna just move on with the next properties that we're gonna see tomorrow. But I'm done with her for today. I'm gonna move on to go see the next 2 are rentals, or the next 3 are rentals. So day's moving along, definitely getting a little bit tired. Guys, showing houses is tiring. Like, yeah, it's not like strenuous work and you're not doing heavy manual labor, but it is a lot of work. So it's important to definitely have your buyers vetted and make sure that they're actually able to purchase these properties, because if you're running around showing houses that people who are not qualified to buy, you will burn yourself out very quickly. At least I know that she's able to buy these properties, so it's worth my time to go out and show her these properties and figure out which one suits her best. So with that being said, now we're going to move on to a couple other properties, and I'm going to do my best to try to show you guys what those look like, give you a little glimpse, and then see what the rest of the day has in store. Alright guys, we are here at the last property of the day. I am beat. I'm so tired. Might have found a property for my buyer, the first property that we saw today. Might have found a property for we did find a property for my renter, one of my renters. They're gonna put in an application today, as well as another renter is gonna put in an application. Well, she already put in an application, but she had to see it, so that one's pending. And we're here at another apartment for another renter that I'm working with, and hopefully she likes this one. I know she wants to see another one as well, but it's been a super long day, and guys, this is the life of a real estate agent. Like, when they say you're gonna be showing multiple houses, multiple places to people all day on the weekends, like, this is it. This is the life that they're talking about. Like, your weekends are going to be pretty booked, you know, if you're a busy agent. And I wouldn't even call myself like a super busy agent. I really pick and choose selectively who, you know, I want to work with, just because, and depending on my situation, you know, if I need just some extra cash, just because my main focus is the investing side. So when I get, you know, clients on the agent side, I just gotta be selective with my time. That's it. So with that being said, I'm going to run through this last apartment with her, and then we're going to see if she likes it or not. It is tenant occupied, so we're not going to be able to get much footage. It's so much easier when you have a vacant property, but the tenant occupied ones, it is what it is. People are going to be living in properties, so we're going to go through that, see how it is for her, see if it's fit. And then I'm going to go home. I'm going to, you know, basically update my CRM and just, you know, show which ones that applied, which ones didn't apply, which ones are still looking, and then follow up with some of my other leads and contacts. And it's been a really long day, so I am exhausted. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. And then I'm going to just do some administrative stuff, you know, for my website and things of that nature. And guys, one really quick tip that I want to give: it's really important to vet your buyers and your renters. Whoever you're going to work with, you really want to vet them and make sure that they're able to purchase and qualify or rent wherever that they're looking. And you want to make sure you figure out exactly what they're looking for. This last tenant that I went to go show the apartment that he was looking at, we got there and he's like, you know, it's a little bit too far out from my job, and maybe that's my fault to schedule that in the first place, because I didn't know that was the determining factor. So maybe I should have asked more questions to figure out if that was the determining factor as to how, you know, that they were going to move. Thankfully, he's still putting in an application because it ended up not being too far, but he initially said it was far. And, you know, in my mind, I'm expecting them to kind of like automatically, you know, Google it and see within maps what the distance is between their jobs and their, you know, the house. But, you know, maybe sometimes renters and just people in general just forget certain things. So maybe it's important to just ask these questions and have an idea of what their motivating factor is and what their deal breakers are. So obviously that's a deal breaker. They weren't going to put in an app, but I guess because of the lack of time and things, they are still putting it in, and it still, you know, fits their criteria. Due to, you know, like I said, the lack of time and the inventory being pretty low. So Yeah, I guess that's another tip, just to make sure you fully know, like, your buyers and whoever you're working with, know their deal breakers, so you're not running around showing places that they do not want to see. The thing about showing houses and everything is that things just happen. Like, there was one house that we went to today that we just couldn't get inside, and yeah, it's frustrating, but as a professional, you have to be able to respond to these type of situations in a professional manner, and keep everybody calm in the situation. I have a buyer who's really interested in buying, and we went to a property that she's really interested in, and we couldn't get inside, and I was frustrated myself because we were there an hour earlier, couldn't get in, but it wasn't our appointment time, so I wasn't mad. But then we came there at the time of our appointment, still couldn't get in because the tenant wasn't there. And so I called and texted the agent, and he's like, hey, the owner's gonna be by to open the door in 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're waiting. And then he calls me back, he's like, oh, it's only available at 1 o'clock. Mind you, we were there at 10 and then at 11 a.m. So it was just a mess, and she was kind of she wasn't happy about it. But it's important to keep everybody calm, like I said, and just assure them that it's gonna be fine, you're gonna be able to move forward or whatever. But like, those situations are frustrating. Like, we have a schedule, we have an appointment, people set aside days and times to do this, and skip certain things or whatever the case is to see these houses that they they're gonna make their home, or they're gonna make an investment property, just to not even be able to get access when we had something we already agreed on. So it's frustrating, but it's a part of the business. Sometimes it can feel like a waste of time, but it is what it is. You still have to be able to go through it, and just again, just reassure everybody involved or reassure your clients that you'll figure it out no matter what. So unfortunately, that one, she pretty much threw off her list because it looked pretty bad from the outside anyway, so we decided to move on from that. But yeah, it's just, when it comes to being an agent, you just got to be prepared for the most unexpected things to happen.